Don't they talk about waiting Sultan of Sokoto talk say he talk say anybody we kill in the name of Allahu Akbar say that person they go hell. Now people say some people don't they talk say no na Taqiyyah. Some people don't they talk say no true get and not waiting in talk not true. While others they talk about the other statements when you make when you talk say there is no plan to kill all the Christians for Nigeria, take over the country. Say that kind of plan, not that at all. People can talk, say, why you did since when you never condemn these killings them? You see, different permutations, different talks, different things that people they talk concerning the statements when you make. But in the midst of all of this, when it happened, Congressman Riley Moore, don't they blow hot because he para well low. They talk a lot of things. Inside some of the para where he para, he talk say, in fact, he not go even agree for waiting they happen for inside Nigeria. Say then go take Nigeria. In fact, in the world, he say enough is enough. So say Nigeria go fit send what did they call them? Troop. May then go far away Benin Republic to go make peace today for the Benin Republic. But Nigerians no fit stop the killing for inside their own country. Now in own words, now what's in talk with that? Say enough, don't do. It don't do this killing of Christians anyhow for inside Nigeria. It don't do. Say no go fit take them in. Enough is enough. Say they're grateful to Donald Trump because say they must take decisive action to stop all of this one. As that one done, they happen to Oga Mike and not don't they drag Oga Sultan. Oga Mike cannot respect our revered Sultan, please, sir. He can't drag him. He said, oh, you talk, say everybody will kill in the name of Allahu Akbar, they go hell. That means Usman Danfodio, he there for hell. Every Fulani warrior, they for hell. The federal commanders who served about 3 million, who killed Igbo youths, according to them children, then they for hell. The Fulani militia, where they storm Christian homes, they came there for Barakan Ladi and other places, then they for hell because now Allahu Akbar on any shout. That now we're saying, my cannot they tell her, where all of these issues and more, especially again, the 2027 race. Because if you like say the game don't they change for inside the 2027, how the 2027 race go use play out concerning the 3-leg, 4-leg, or 5-leg race who we get right now, we never know. But joining us inside the studio now, Dr. Kaj Ononojo, one of the founders of the Obidient movement, and Dr. Peter, I don't call him doctor, Oga Peter Obi don't come out for inside the ADC, will be the coalition party. He don't join the NDC right now. Waiting be the hope, saying go true stand for inside the 2027 election. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So let's do politics before we do security, because now politics now they shape our lives and they determine how secure we will be. So make first of all start with politics. I know say you don't hear what Sultan talk, you don't hear what the US they talk about, what's in talk, or make just leave them for one corner, make face election. I don't say Peter Obi na your guy. A lot of people for here, this platform, why you know that and don't call you prophets. Because there was something you said, you talk, say, if you think so, you talk, say, one, say they no go ever agree give Peter Obi the ticket for inside ADC. Say you no be Northerner. You can't talk, say, the ADC, na northern political party where they bring together to use collect power for Southerner hand. That's what you talk. You can also talk, say, Atiku Abubakar no go ever agree to concede. And I want to make you no agree follow Peter Obi, because a lot of us question you why you no agree follow Peter Obi. We say you know good now, not be your guy. Why you no follow him? Go where they go. You say you talk, say you no go follow him until you dey sure saying go figure that ticket for there, and where they very unlikely. But the one we can't shock us for almost all the things where you talk now, waiting as you know, some of those things don't play out, especially as it gets to do with the primaries for inside NDC. For waiting get to do with the internal politics on inside APC. How you take CP2B movement? Some people don't they abuse them, say you know get the capacity to control a party. In fact, because of that, you know go fit control a nation. While others they talk, say he make a very good move. Actually, he was smarter than his enemies. Now, so some people they talk. But make I know your stand as a former supporter where you be say you be. I don't know whether you still be supporter. Make I know your stand for waiting on the play out, because obviously more things will play out in the coming days. But make I take your stand for your thoughts for waiting on play out so far.
Well, I started with Peter Obi in the PDP.
Yes.
I am still with Peter Obi to this minute. What I was not happy was entertaining the idea of whether we can work with Atiku as an ineffective deputy. I refuse, and that was why I said I would not follow Peter into the ADC because the ADC was not a proper part of our progression. If our intention was to land at the presidency and give Nigerians a new lease of life, Atiku was simply playing tricks. The reason I went to
What
do it
tricks?
way,
Why do you think he was playing tricks?
this is an elderly man. One, he knows some tricks. Two, he is a master also of Taqiyyah. And me having lived in the north, and I understood this. So when I got angry, the first time when I went to tell Peter, I said, "Look, we have to do this." He said, "No, that means opposing Atiku, challenging Atiku." I said, "I don't understand. Atiku doesn't own Nigeria. We challenge for the presidency." He said, "No, no, no." And that was how this crisis started. Disagreements between us. I went to meet people, and that did not go away. Just like now, I kept on with Peter. I maintained my position. I continue to tell him the reason why he has to run. Just like what happened now in the recent time. We had meeting and he said maybe let us work with him and see, let us get inside there and struggle for that ticket. I said, I'm not going to get inside ADC with you because I know how it will end. You will never be able to control a house that other people built. They have already arranged their ADC, and you're going there because they're putting pressure on you to come
But,
in, and they
but,
have
but
no
Peter Obi
plan
said
for
he
you.
was part of the foundation of the ADC. He was there from the beginning when the entire talks happened.
He
So at what
was
point do you
there,
think? Okay.
Peter Obi was there at the beginning of the idea. He was there at the beginning of the idea of a coalition. Don't forget that. He was there at the very beginning. But then the people we were talking about coalition with are not sincere people. What I simply said, I said, look, Your Excellency, these are the same people we dealt with in the PDP. It's the same. If they're not going to agree to equity, and that is, they have had 8 years in power, equity demands that they respect that the next 8 years of power should come to the South. If they refuse, we're not going to work with them. So whether you call it an alliance, ADC, or any kind of boomerang story you call it, the issue about equity is there. And that was why when Peter went into that story with them, and they went to Abuja by election, there was no enthusiasm. Nobody came out to vote. And I told him, I said, this is it, sir. This is it. Our people do not show any enthusiasm because you are involved in a contraption that nobody knows who is the head. Don't be used as it will be, just as it was when we started in the PDP. Peter listened, and as you can see now, he is out with Kwankwaso, and all of us are happily with him again. And that's the way it should be. This same Kwankwaso, I went to his house, off the IG's house in Maitama in 2022. And I 3 hours we did. But he said no. But I understood why he said no to me, then and Peter, because General Gusau was threatening him. Yes, you had me. You had me. The same General Gusau we
The
all
same
know.
Gusau that Wiki has been talking about.
Exactly. Gusau simply didn't want anything to undermine Atiku's chances. So they warned Kwankwaso and everyone else not to work it is. So I'm grateful. I'm happy now that Obasanjo has been able to go and do the final North game. Peter is a man of his words. If he does 4 years, Kwankwaso can come and continue from there. But then that's not our issue. The most important problem right now is the country is seriously hemorrhaging. The country has been lost. And so whatever we must do as Nigerians, we have to do it collectively. It is all hands on deck. Forget Atiku. Atiku is wasted. It's gone. His time is gone. It's gone. At
No. But
88,
you see more people now still decamping to the Abdul Ningi has decamped to the ADC. You know, El Rufai's son has decamped to the ADC. More people are decamping to the ADC in the north.
listen, it's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Let people come to where they want to come. But the way we are saying,
Oh dear, is this my network or Dr. Kash's network now? Sincere apologies. I can't tell if this is my network or Dr. Kash's network. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I'd like to be sure that this isn't my network. Sincere apologies. Okay. Okay. This. Okay, this should be Dr. Kash's network, not mine. So I'm sure he'll rejoin us. All right. So, and I don't see some of those things where APC they happen and where they play out for inside these political parties. And well, make we wait for Dr. Kash to come back to break down more of these issues for us. But before then, make I tell us some things really happen from inside Nigeria as Senator Adam Toshimole, representing Edo North, don't call for the resignation of Senate President Godswill Akpabio if a proposed new rule requiring 8 consecutive years of service for eligibility to hold the office is adopted by the Senate. Now, Oshomole made the demand while addressing journalists after plenary on Wednesday, where the discussions around proposed amendments and all of that's been happening. You know, so they made amend their house rules. All right, Dr. Katz, thank you for rejoining us. Sorry, we lost you a while. Just go back ahead, sir.
what I'm saying is we welcome the chance for everybody to play the game. But I also condemn Atiku's disregard for equity, just as you saw Donald Duke say the same thing. He has no respect for people from the South simply because of he just wants to be president. He doesn't care about the country, doesn't care about equity,
So if it is
doesn't
about
care
the
about
the
this.
South, why is Amechi still with them? That's another question because Amechi is still there.
You're talking about Amechi has different reasons that he is pursuing. I'm not going to speak
Mm.
for Amechi. Yes, I can only tell you what me and P2B and the other people were thinking of a good country where there is equity, where there is honest chance for everybody to participate in nation building. And that's what we're saying. Not a replication of the soldiers' mindset. Let us make Nigeria work. And that's what I believe is doable. And that's what Peter can do. And that's what I I think Peter was running for, nothing else.
Okay, okay. So this 2027 election now, with Atiku contesting, how you think say it would be easy for them to win President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Remember, some people been not talking before. Say once there is a 3-leg run again, as it happened for 2023, that it's an easy win for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even though I think that the opposition know they do their work well because they get a lot of things to use campaign against the present administration, but are not doing it. So how do you think the opposition can actually win a Tinubu that is not a Jonathan?
That's exactly the reasons why Buba Gladema said, let the opposition come together. We will ask Atiku, Buba said, to come and join in the same opposition camp so that we come together as one camp, fight the incumbent. That's all. So in
So
this game,
does it mean that if Atiku does not come together to join you in this, that means it may be impossible to defeat a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
I am not saying so. What I'm
Okay.
saying is it is possible that Nigeria do what they are doing currently with one thought, one voice, and that's not impossible to achieve. Okay, so Tinubu, don't forget, also has his own supporters. There are diehard Tinubu people, and they are just like you have diehard Obidient or diehard Buhari followers, as it was. So let's just like Kwankwas also has diehard followers in kind. That's the way this thing is. Okay? Atiku is a master. He doesn't have diehard followers. What he has are those who he can always use money to buy. Atiku is a master of the delegate system. So he has succeeded in elevating the delegates purchase program as an art form. He actually has gotten that, and you can't take it from him. These people know he can do that. A lot of people on the political process from the South are not going to put $100 million at a primary. But men like Atiku have the heart, they know how to do it. You buy election, you buy the country. This is wrong. Our process is unfair. A dollarized delegate program is not the best for a democracy.
But it wasn't going to even be dollarized. Remember that what's his name now? Bolaji Abdullahi, the spokesperson of the ADC, had mentioned that they were going to adopt a consensus candidate because it may be too much for them to begin to go through the process of having a what do you call it now? Direct primaries because of the resources that is required to do that. And then after Apito is leaving the party, they now said that he was afraid of primaries and that's why he
That's
left.
not true. The party had too much problem. As you can see, the war, which they don't forget, this is an internal implosion in the APC. So when they disagreed in the APC with that implosion, a lot of them, the Buhari gang, Mecca Majuba, Hadi Sirika, Malami, they now went on playing this game as people like Ben Obi, Atiku's man, made contact with his brother, Raf Musu, Musu. They concluded their negotiations, and before you knew it, Majoba, Hadi Sirika, and Malami purchased the party, and Atiku came in. And that's why most of us felt, since P2B was not part of this particular process I'm telling you now. Yeah, when he came in, they asked him to bring money. He agreed to bring money, but before he could bring money, they've already done the purchase. And before you knew it, they put structures. We got in there, they said no. Is this, is that. So it's not what we're saying. What caused our trouble for us to implode and separate as an opposition is the fight over equity. This fight over equity started in 2015 when Atiku, out of anger that there was no equity in the way President Goodluck was reacting to his demand that he give up the term for the North. And that was how he said, since Goodluck was not respecting that equitable demand, that they'd form the NPDP caucus. And when that caucus was formed, he now led some governors and they formed an alliance with about 4 other parties from across the country. Rochester Okorocha came with his governorship faction of APGA. Bonoyono came, of course, with his APP. Buhari led the CPC faction. And Tinubu led SEN. And that was how they now formed that coalition called the APC. So that is his decision. And when that coalition bettered the Buhari presidency, it spanned for 8 years. I purposely have been recalibrating this particular line on television because I know the more I sustain the propagation, the more Nigerians will understand. Let him say his own. Nothing. It's easy for them to buy the conscience of a few Sultaners like Kenneth Okonkwo and the other man and people like them like that from the South. They just do that not as participants with depth of intellectualism in this argument. No,
Oh dear.
working as hired hatchet men, hired to work as hired hatchet men to propagate Atiku's presidency. But we're saying no. We're talking about nation building. The North has had 8 years. You're not going to cheat the South out of its own turn by hiring these boogeymen like Tokonko and the rest. It's not going to work. I saw him
Yeah.
ranting. It's nothing. What I
Mm.
said at the
He
beginning
called
has
P2B all sorts of names. He said P2B does not have the capacity to be a leader. And, he said quite a couple of things about him.
Peter into the ADC.
Sir?
Let him be. Yes.
He said P2B no get
What
the
did you say?
capacity to be leader. Say P2B no get the capacity to be leader. Say no
It's
sabi.
all
Say
right.
why they run away from primaries? He
Nigerians
run
will
away from
normally say
internal
monkey
problem.
no fine.
Oh, this network, not today.
We like what he
Oh.
has.
It looks like you're having a call. Is a call coming in because your network is disrupted.
There is no call coming in anywhere. It is just now my village people don't remember us.
All right. So do you think so? Because in recent times, you just say it can't be like say both the ADP people, ADC people, PDP people, ADP people, ADC, APC, all of them together, they insult one man, P2B. What is it about him? What's your reaction?
Very simple. Because Peter is unique. To be honest to you, a lot of the time when they talk against Peter, it doesn't worry me. That was how we played in the last campaign. And that was the strategy. Somebody called me and said, what do you do? What? I said, no, nothing. They have to react because Peter is new. Peter is unique. Peter is a phenomenal new thing. And the way we're marketing him, the way we're running this campaign, that in 2023, nobody has seen it before. I told him, I said, here, I'll put him there. Let him go do the works himself. Not talking heads speaking on his behalf. Raw. And Peter was very minimal. He gives it to you small, small every time. So you want more. We did in your face politics. It has never been done before in Nigeria. And it worked. I served as his special advisor on public affairs. And I know who he is. And he listens. You see,
But
this
a lot of people think he
argument.
doesn't listen because people have been berating him over a lot of issues.
No, 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 he
So,
listens. It was listening to our anger that made him walk out of that ADC nonsense.
yeah.
Yes, it was a bet. Remember what I told you? I said it will never work. Never will it work. Never. We will never support him. Never. Remember what I told you? It would never, ever work. No. And at the end of the day, that's it. He's back to us. We followed him. By following him,
Here we go again with the network issue.
now
Uh,
they're looking at what makes him tick. But Peter is a minimalist. They really can't get enough. So you keep asking for more. You want to see more
but
because
the
you have
presidency
nothing
not
to
agree
hold
for
him
this one.
with.
The presidency, did you hear what Daniel Bola said today about him and his even Shawari said? I for play you waiting Shawari talk said, but he go talk to make another player. Daniel Bola or Shawari, he wasn't then talk today.
No matter
They
what
talk
they
say,
say,
sir,
listen, Peter is a phenomenon. They don't know how
eh,
to react. Yes, leave it alone. I'm having a swell time. It's making me happy.
ha,
My job
making
was
you
easy.
happy.
Oh yeah. That Peter is making a lot of people so unable to sleep.
You think you
Peter
think you
gives
think
them
he's making
sleep.
you think he's making them sleepless?
Of course he is.
Why do you
I
think
know
so?
it.
Why do you think so?
Because he happens to be that enigmatic, iconic representation of the anger and the feeling and aspirations of the young people. What you're dealing with is the best educated generation of young people in Nigeria. Peter's communicating skills gets to them. So they telepathically understand him, form their party around him. In their own minds, they are the party.
Oh, so
They
it's not the
tell
party that
him
P2B belongs to that is the party. It's actually his supporters that are the party.
P2B is the party anywhere he goes. And that's kind of thing the system has never seen it before. There's nothing they've not done. Yet they're afraid to allow a level playing field for an election.
You think they're afraid?
I know they're afraid, not you think.
Why
I
do you
know
think
so.
so, sir? How do you know?
Because there is nothing to campaign with. You could
Mm.
show, oh yes, oh yes.
The
There
president has
is,
done well, though. It's just this Iran and Israel war, sir. If not that US, Iran, and Israel brought this thing that are doing to us, you see, sir. Eh.
Iran and Israel war had nothing to do with the need to solve insecurity. Iran and Israel war had nothing to do with the need to govern properly in Nigeria and dissuade people of the thinking about nepotism.
But sir, you know that
The oil money
he made
comes
a
from
very
the
he made
south.
the president said it yesterday, he made a very whacked economy. He had to
It's not
pick it
true.
up from
No,
the
no, 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 no. It's
that's
not
what
true.
he
That's not
said.
true. That
Eh.
listen. Last week,
Okay, sir.
the president announced the spending of $3 billion in infrastructure in the Southwest, Kaduna, and Kano. Nothing to old Eastern region, Southeast, where the money from the petroleum comes from. How can you say you can go and campaign and talk to people in the South if they see they don't get anything? That's the problem. What do we go to campaign with? What do we tell people that happened? Why the East, Southeast, South did not get anything in the new infrastructure
He
announcement?
removed subsidy, sir, and that was is something that only a man can do. Other people just have chicken liver; they could not do it. Other presidents, but he was able to
They
do
have
that
just
6 months
approved
ago.
$3 billion, $3 billion for building of rail system in Lagos, Kaduna, and Kano. What about the East? A
Mm.
continuation of the old Buhari game. You campaign with achievements and what you do for people. The people you're giving it there in the north are even marching up in the ADC against the president. Understand this. Those he wants to use, what did they call those boys? City boys.
Yes, sir.
How come city boys they didn't get any railway or infrastructure project cited in their region? You're doing city boys in the southeast. The southeast didn't get any mention in that $3 billion infrastructure. Didn't you hear it 3, 4 days ago? Did you not hear it? So I think we need to understand that the president need to do more to carry the rest of the country for us to stop singing the song about his embrace of nepotism on a scale that I believe is unsustainable and it is so injurious and makes it difficult for anybody to campaign for him in the areas that are being neglected. And that's the reason I tell you.
So is that the reason why you think that they are scared of P2B? Because people will be saying that may not
That
answer
is
the
just one
question.
of the reasons. If you go
Eh.
up north, yes, if you go up north, the problem that those people see is that Tinubu himself dared to also, like Buhari, embrace nepotism as policy of state and a system of governance. That is what Buhari did. Tinubu is repeating it. Some are not happy. Secondly, there are quite a lot of things that are not proper, like security. Security challenges are still there. So for me, there's if things are okay, let Tinubu allow other political parties to breathe so that we can go to election. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, sir. All right, let me not waste time. But B2B had insinuated that they tried to put they've tried very hard not to have him in the ballot. What is the possibility that a B2B will still be in the ballot, considering this there may be brewing crisis in the new NDC? Someone had promised to take NDC to court for their registration, and there's now the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan factor in the NDC. And there are other, in fact, even in the Obidient movement, Gongo said, somebody came out today and said they are suing P2B for hijacking the Obidient movement. Let me show you. You say you were part of
It's
those
fake
movements.
news. Listen, forget
Let
it.
me
It's
show
fake
you.
news.
We
Sorry, sir,
started the
just watch the
Obidient
interview.
movement after the
See, you are-
NSAS and after the NYDP that was not registered by INEC, a political party that sprang up from the NSAS. All right. From there, we started the Obidient movement before we adopted Peter Obi and before Peter Obi hijacked the movement and decided to bring leadership. Definitely, before it became organic, definitely there must be pen and paper on ground. How did the logo come about? How did the name Obidient come about?
Because his name is Obi?
No, that's not the reason.
Okay.
We had the Obidient movement before we adopted an Obi.
And it was called Obidient movement.
Yes, and we looked at it, look at the B, look at the E, take it out and put an I to suit his acronym. Just like the way we worked on Yusuf and Useful, Obedient and Useful. We did that change ourselves.
When you say we, can you tell us who is we?
I and one or two other people. Before it became viral, before everybody on social media started using it, and definitely, yes, it's organic, but it started from the decision of I, myself, and some other people in the presence of Professor Pato told me who called us, who invited us.
Did you say this you and the other persons?
Yeah, we and some other people that their names are not sparking right now.
I was hoping you would mention the names.
One person is dead.
Okay.
We lost him last month. Ayo Ogidengbe.
The person has a name.
Of course, but he's not kind of sparking like the way I'm coming forefront. The other person is declared wanted by the federal government during the NBAD protests in Nigeria, in Abuja.
This person doesn't have a name as well.
His name is Lucky.
Okay. So yourself,
yes.
Lucky, and
yes.
that's it?
Ogedengbe, the one that died.
Okay, and
recently.
You said when was it again? When the Obidient before?
In 2022, when we lost grip to register a youth party called NYDP, Nigeria Youth Democratic Party, during the NSAS, we decided to melt into any political party that could absorb us. And we met with Professor Pato Tomi, who was running for president at that time. And he said, I am not running again, but we are going to give you somebody who you have to be obedient to. He was even the one who started using the word. And we said, sir, for your age and for your level of decision to join the influence of good governance and quality leadership and the respect for the rule of law, we will be obedient to that man. And the next day we did a poster with the word obedient, OBE.
All right. So
and some other time after that time, we changed it to
Barry.
OBI.
Okay, all right. Okay, I just thought to let you know this. So with this new crisis now, these people they will go court again. Another wahala entirely with that now for P2B. How you think they use to mount all this problem?
It's not an issue. This is just an RNG game. We don't know that boy. He's not part of us. And he can organize his own. And to be honest to you, the way we function in the movement, most people call. Some even calling me presently. How do they call? I say organize locally. People can organize locally. Let him organize. The people that he's been organizing with, if they don't want to support Peter, that's not an issue. It's not a big thing. Let him go support someone else. This is how this game is. This movement is made up of people from different parties, different walks of life, different generations of Nigerians, different religions. It's not fixated for anybody who just feels he desires a new Nigeria, can just join us in what we're doing.
So
Some don't understand
in
it.
your opinion, is the Obidient movement as a movement, is it now registered? Is it incorporated? And is it like an organization? How is it incorporated?
Obedient movement is a movement. Movements are not incorporated. Movements are issues of ideology, psychology. It's an issue of the wind. Okay, and that's of the fleeting wind. So it comes. There was a time in this country there was a movement for enjoying yourself, and we were doing all sorts of things, living it up. And now there's a movement for information overload, and all of it, everybody suddenly embracing the internet in appreciation of social media. There's also a time for everything. In today's Nigeria, there's a movement by the young people to rediscover their country. And they simply are using what Peter have fortuitously provided as an opportunity to do that. There's nothing wrong. The gentleman will see whoever it is that has brought him, hired him, or if he hired himself, let him direct his energies elsewhere. Leave Peter be alone. I beg you. Peter does these things. He sucks because it's minimal. We don't need plenty people. It is what he says. Those who want it, those who understand, they follow. Look at now. Some Igbo politicians have jumped in who work with Atiku, trying to hijack Peter Obi. I laughed at them. As Peter moved on, what happened? They were stuck with Atiku.
Are you referring to Emeka Hedio Hanko?
With who? Emeka was never part of us. Emeka Hedio had always been an Atiku man. So
Oh, you think
it
that's why
is
he's still staying with
Emeka
APC?
Hedio, that's pure good riddance. So he's one of those that were humiliated. He ran with Atiku, we went with Peter, and he lost out. So he's not trying to look for where to hold on to. That's what you're seeing. So let him go work with Atiku. Good riddance. We don't we'll not lose sleep. We'll not lose sleep.
Okay, so a quick question though. There are key people who worked with you guys in 2027 who are no longer with you now. I mean, moving with you guys to NDC, which is like Badebo Roads Viver and some others. And considering the major issues where Labour Party or the Obedience movement being get or P2B being get for the election, will be lack of structure for grassroots. Waiting be the thing on I go do differently now to ensure, say, that grassroots structure day to feel protect on. But remember that question came up during the court session. When did they find who be those polling unit agents and where on a result from polling units? We no see them. So what's the they do to make sure, say, this time around, and this is a relatively new party, how they go fit use get polling unit agents across the over how many thousand polling units we have in Nigeria? Sir.
Our problem the last time was we didn't have time. We didn't have time.
That's about what's going to happen now, because it was by this time last year he moved.
Don't worry about what's going to happen.
This is exactly what's going on.
It's better something happens now. That's already now. We've already surpassed. We've surpassed by more than 100% what we achieved before. Take that from me. I know. Oh yes, I know. Before, everything we did was just from the air. We caught it, and it was fortuitously given to us by grace and by society. Because the country, the youths heard what we're saying, and they started organizing themselves. As I'm talking to you, they're already organizing everywhere. Not just are they organizing, a lot of elderly people now believe that we can repeat what happened in 2023 again. Nothing has changed. Hunger is still everywhere. Insecurity is everywhere. We still seek a better country. We need to build that country. There's a need for reset. Who do you trust to, be there to oversee the process of the reform, of the reset of the country, which I believe is inevitable? So I think the idea of simply holding the country down, milking it dry, is not a good prospect for politics. We need to do a reset. We need to strengthen institutions. We need to agree to actually have Nigeria, because if you look at what Buhari and his cohorts did, most of whom ran into ADC. And that's why I told you I wasn't going to go with Peter or with them into the ADC. No, it was a mess. And I told you I would never get in there.
And you
Nothing will
didn't.
make me get in there.
Yes.
And I didn't. And it has now ended up the same way. Because what I saw, and I told Peter in Enugu, I said, look, it's not going to work. Yes, let's see. The booby traps are there. These are the same people. They will frustrate us. You want to do it? I won't follow you. And that's it. Politically, I'm very exposed. I'm well known. My skills are well sought after by a lot of caucuses across country. So I don't have to run into a thing that I know from my own honest analysis and calculations will not work. I told you on this program, the ADC will not work. Insincerity. That's all. Because I knew the game. When I started the movement crisis in the PDP, it was because I saw through Article So that this was just not there. Exactly what Donald Duke described was what I saw. And that was why I told Peter, I said, we need to fight this. Resistantly, he agreed. We fought it. We can't suddenly, in the middle, back on our words to start to take back what we have vomited. No, that's not proper. And that's why I said, I would not do this. But as you saw, I never stopped defending Peter. I never stopped talking about how good it is that what we have is. I never gave up hope. And now you're telling me I was right. Of course I knew I was right. It has nothing to do. Instead of supporting the article, I'd campaign for Tinubu to come back 10 times. I told you that before. Tinubu is 100% much better than an article. What for?
You're beginning to
Allow.
sound like Wike now. Because that's what Wike always says.
No, Wike's own is a different thing. Why do Wike's own is different thing? Wike had tendencies that were very injurious to the democracy. You know, violently, but you can say how Wike ended up. They've used him and they've dumped him. That's exactly what has happened. So yeah, everybody who uses the knife to kill, my brother, may still have the knife as what they were used to do for. You can see what happened to Wike 3 days ago. The president appointed Governor Zodema as the chairman of the screening committee for River State. With words, go and deliver everything, Governor.
But you,
Same. What?
but
This is
I'm
this
coming,
is
but you know
raw,
that this Wike and
raw
Ozodima issue.
politics.
You know,
And
this
you
week
know
and
how
Ozodima issue. First of all, the president removed Ozodima as the chairman of the I think governors APC governors screening committee or something like that. And Wike people begin jubilate, talk, say he don't win over Ozodima. We now see Tinubu coming with also giving Ozodima, a position to preside directly over Wike. What is going on, sir?
no this look.
This is politics 101.
I want to die.
Sorry,
Look,
sir.
the more you look, the less
Let's
you
just
understand.
see.
All those things that have happened, the most fundamental as a kicker is giving him, as you said, all the papers on Rivers to go and deliver. Because that's the main kicker in this election, the governors. Tinubu said he will let the governors decide on who comes from their states. Because if he's going to use them to do restructuring, he needs to know that the governors send to the National Assembly people that they can control, and he can now use them to do the restructuring that he wants because they need votes. They need yes votes and all that. So these are the games. And suddenly, the governor in Rivers was asked to go and pick form. So while Wike was smarting on how he will humiliate him, Even they were telling me, calling me from Port Harcourt yesterday, and they're going to impeach him. I said, you people, you can't do nothing. The president is interested in your case. You can't impeach him. Get used to him. And now, imagine him now being the person who's appointing those who will buy the form. Because, you know, if you just go and waste your time.
You know what Sim is already doing? Sim is already appointing. So for Amehule is a House of Assembly member under the same constituency with Inhuo, the Port Harcourt City local government guy.
I remember
and all of them, I know what else, all of them they know each other. It's dog chop dog situation. So he set a trap for him with somebody whom he knows that knows what he knows to attack him. Sorry, sir. You know, I don't want to talk about Port Harcourt politics, Rivers State politics, because I protect the mental.
No, you cannot run away from Port Harcourt. We must, especially where it has now been made the example on be careful. They will use you and dump you. You know what Sim is going to do? Everybody that he will submit their name to Zodema are people that he thinks he can work with. That's what it's going to be. So I don't know who it is that will finally make the list.
All right, sir. So somebody did ask a question here very quickly. Said, I should ask you if the North is mobilizing to present a united force against APC and at all corners.
If who is uniting who?
The North is mobilizing.
No, that's not true.
Present a united force against APC. Sorry, against
that
APC,
is not true. That is not possible.
That is against Tinubu.
No. That's not possible.
If you look at most of the top politicians that have decamped from the North, they went to the ADC. And it's looking like they have stronger northern caucus. Sir.
Where you're talking about, the place you're talking of, Northwest, yes. Buhari's Northwest. That's where these problems are. Buhari's Northwest. Not the Christian middle belt. Not the Christian, it's not in the Christian majority middle belt. Understand this.
But all the middle belt people now under ADC now, APC now, Taraba States, Benue States, Plateau States, Nasarawa State, all of them are APC now.
That's what I'm telling you. Most of those people where you see the Minister for Defense come from, they're not on the same page with all those people from the far north. No, the people from the far north, up far, those are the ones that are very, very eager to jump into ADC. Understand that. Not the middle belt. No, not the north central. Not a lot of the northeast. The people you see who are jumping into the ADC are mostly people from the south, the northwest, and the northeast, not the north central. So,
all right, sir. So let me take you quickly on that security issue very quickly. Now, Sultan of Sokoto talks. The Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, has dismissed allegations suggesting any religious agenda in Nigeria, insisting that Muslims are not planning to target or eliminate Christians in the country. So he made the remarks, of course, at the first triennial meeting of the Nigeria Interreligious Council, NIREC, as it were, in Abuja, where religious leaders and government officials called for stronger dialogue, trust, and mutual understanding among faith groups. So the Sultan the Sultan said many violent incidents, often labeled as religious, are being misinterpreted. As soon as they call some violent incidents religious, in Allah, not just misinterpret them, that these are misinterpreted, which he warned only deepens suspicion and division. So he stressed that today, as I stand here, I want to affirm that Muslims are not in a hurry and are not planning anything like decimating the population of Christians in Nigeria. Now, he further urged Nigerians to separate crime from religion, saying, let us get the narrative right. It is not about religion. Let us stop bringing religion into it. He warned against religious authorities, adding that he added other things. Then he also did say that anybody will kill in the name of Allahu Akbar, say that person will go to hell. because not be them, not be God send that person. Now, reactions don't follow that incident. One of the reactions, now waiting to be say, your brother, Mike Arnold, talk. You see, I don't know why Mike Arnold don't want to make our leaders then drink water drop cup. You know, people come, they say, well, Mike Arnold, Kilo, what did they do to you? Be taking it easy. It's not fair. Now, here are a few things when you talk. They try get that message when you talk so that I no go quote myself. Not gonna no talk saying I me talk. I'm not gonna see him directly. Let me see if I have that post where he said that directly. I think I have it here. Okay, that's it. So Mike Arnold reacted and said, did the Sultan just doom his ancestors to hell? Was his question. He said, yesterday in Abuja, the Sultan of Sokoto declared, don't think you are going to heaven. You are going to hell for taking the lives of innocent people. Now, he said, by his own words and ruling for killing innocent people, Usman Danfodio, founder of the Caliphate, blood ancestor, leader of the 1904 jihad, is in hell right now. Every Fulani warrior who built the Sokoto throne, yelling Allahu Akbar, is in hell. The federal commanders who starved 3 million Igbo youths to keep one Nigeria in hell. The Fulani militia who stormed a Christian burial in Barakin Ladi yesterday, yelling Allahu Akbar, are all in hell. Say what? In hell with the rest of them. Not that I disagree, but there is a lot hell right here, Your Eminence. You can't call them, you can't even respect and call them Your Eminence. So, name them, excommunicate them, issue the fatwa against them, strip your emir of Wase, your own JN9 chairman in Plateau, who has never named a single killer in 20 years, strip him to show that you're not in support. Otherwise, we all know it's just Taqiyyah or Taqiyyah theater, empty words. And your ancestors are still down there. And he can't tag him Sultan of. You see, this man, they find trouble for Nigeria. Don't catch. How you take see this one when they talk? Make you finish addressing this one. Make her take you straight to waiting Ogara Ilimo talk and waiting they cause you trouble. And that's not all, though, because he also did react to that news yesterday when, because there was a story yesterday that terrorists stormed the burial ceremony of about 7 family members who he said in the kill. Sorry, family members who he said in kill. Then they buried them and terrorists stormed there, of course, yelling Allahu Akbar. And then, so police now deny. Police said that is a lie. See what he do. Now he put this one on, not be me. Now he write and he say lies. In fact, he even quoted that he has direct sources who were affected in Plateau State by that attack yesterday. And how can the police say is a lie? And many would say, how come somebody waiting thousands of miles away get more information about our security, past even our security agencies? But let me let you respond to him and Sultan of Sokoto first of all.
Well, just as you've seen also with our security people, the Sultan and most people in positions of authority in Nigeria embrace a life of denial. They think if they deny things, it will go away. It doesn't make that. It's just like the current crisis where the genocide was captured on a lot of cables, a lot of videos, and intelligence properly captured the Fulani militias as the people responsible for the genocide. Despite the factual status of this manifest evils, you will still see them go into denial. So I don't think this Sultan is an important marker for you to cite when it comes to expecting to hear truthfully from a leader. No, I think his business due to Taqiyyah simply means that brazen lie and denying things will always remain part of the job requirements. And so I'm not surprised. The government also does the same thing. The Sultan denies, the police denies, then who is it? The people who kill come from the air, is it? So please just ignore them. The police themselves are forced by people like the Sultan, people in authority, to deny anything, to lie and pretend everything is peaceful. Of course, everything is not as peaceful as they always claim. And we understand that. Mike Arnold should rest himself and don't worry himself. The Sultan is not going to change from who he has been since we have known him. Don't forget the Sultan is a security officer. Security people lie a lot. And so we know him. He didn't say anything through the killings. And so if now Mike Arnold is demanding that the Sultan change his ways, it's too late. We already know who he is. From the time when he told us that whoever is against Boko Haram is against God, we knew
Eh,
that.
he said that.
Yes, the Sultan said
Eh,
that. Yes, he said whoever is fighting against Boko Haram is fighting against God. And it was widely quoted by a lot of our newspapers. You know, Nigerian leaders, once they see that the thing for which they were cited has become an issue, they'll start running to deny, though they didn't deny at the time when it happened, but probably 10 years after when it becomes an issue, say, no, I'm not, I don't know this thing. Fuck, these things that make sense. We know what the truths are. We know what the truths are.
okay, so let me quickly go to what Riley Moore said. Now, after that attack we happened yesterday, following the attack we happened yesterday, we visited the attack a barrel and all that. Let me read his tweets verbatim so that no good like say I quote myself. He said, when I visited Nigeria, the government responded swiftly to quell a coup in Benin Republic. Nigeria's willingness to step in to stop a violent attack in another country while they stand by as their own Christian citizens are brutalized makes these absolutely horrific scenes unfolding in Plateau State all the more unconscionable. Now, he said, Christians who were gathered for a mass burial for those killed in a previous attack were viciously murdered by radical Islamic terrorists. The Nigerian government could root out the terrorism and stop the martyrdom, what you call a martyrdom of its own citizens. But despite receiving early warnings of impending attacks, they are nowhere to be found as Christians are murdered in their faith like lambs led to slaughter. Then he said, enough is enough. I am grateful the Trump administration especially identified protecting Christians in Nigeria in the administration's new counterterrorism strategy. Now, I am asking the Trump administration to take forceful action. He said forceful action to defend our innocent brothers and sisters in Christ in the Middle Belt, in the Middle Belt of Nigeria, the epicenter of an ongoing Christian genocide in the world per se. He did say that. Now, a lot of people don't begin talk a lot of things. Some people talk, say, this one I just watched. Because people, they talk, say, if Trump ever was interested in helping Nigeria, he would have done it a long time ago. Some people, they talk, say, Trump, na person will be say, now he scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of president. We ain't need again anything if shake body too much. Others come, they talk, say, it no fits be like that Trump needs to stop what's going on in Nigeria because say he also need to prove to an evangelical movement to be part of the people who support them greatly, say in they protect their interest. A lot of back and forth, but people they worry because in father-in-law or in son, in daughter father-in-law, now one of the key people where they benefit from this administration, whether directly or indirectly, because the man will be in-law now. Person will be in ear and eye for inside Africa for your administration. And that same person, they gain a lot for inside the contracts where our federal government they give without bidding to Chagre and in group. Because people don't talk a lot of things. In fact, there are some gossips, people don't talk some gossips. So, Chagre, they're very influential, he do this, he do that. So people they talk, say, if Trump person gets interest because they make money for Nigeria, will Trump or is Trump willing or will he be willing to do anything to stop it? Because as Riley Moore you cite, say, the way Nigeria fit you step in to stop what's they happen for Benin Republic, come be like say, he step on to also show, say, in that case, US also gets the power, then gets the justification to also step into Nigeria to stop what's in the happen for Nigeria. Dr. Catch, sir, how all these things go take stop? Do you think that the US is even serious? Because since they came boots on ground to train our people, we never hear anything, no change. Rather, the matter don't worse. What is going on, sir?
I think we're being very unreasonable. Since the Americans since they came to Nigeria, since Christmas Day, there has been an appreciable arrest of the killings.
Mm.
And we must be careful how we show gratitude. When the Americans were not here, the Fulanis, militias were killing everywhere. Today, the killings have subsided. There's a need to show gratitude for that. Whether you like it or not, that's why I've said it severally on this your station, that the Tinubu administration has done better than Buhari. But that is due to the public outcry and the international pressure also. The American mention plus the American landing on Nigerian soil with boots, those have been very helpful. The Americans are not foolish. They are here. They came to help us. We should be careful. These killings have gone on for 12 years. Nobody has come here to help us. Now that people are here to help us, we should be careful. We should be calm. We shouldn't be in a rush. Their presence have minimized the killings. I think we just need to be.
You think it's minimized? Because people go talk say that they hear about the killing even more now than ever. So it's not particularly minimized.
It is very minimized. It is very minimized. I serve in a monitoring consultancy that monitors the crisis. I condemn the Tinubu's administration vehemently because I was going, monitoring. And when he now stepped up and the army announced the reversal of that policy of do not engage, I knew it was going to seriously stop these people. The reasons why I didn't support Atiku is because of this violence. Atiku
Why?
is weak.
What does it have to do?
It is very weak, very, very weak. When the Buhari was leaving, the things we were thinking is, how do we manage after Buhari? Who can stop the Fulani militias from escalation? Because I saw clearly the burden of the Fulani war across the Sahel in Nigeria. And the fear was who would stop the Fulani from enveloping the country with a war. The people in the Sahel, countries like Ghana are serious, Burkina Faso are serious, Niger are serious, Mali are serious. Nigeria is pretending. Even Nigeria's government was aiding in denial of what was going on, with speakers like me being gagged. I know. I sat down with owners of television stations who told me pressures of government on them. And I knew the government didn't want people to speak the truth about the killings. And that's why even they started paying money for lobbyists to say it's not true, nothing was going on. You all saw that. But thank God Trump intervened. Netanyahu intervened. And today our country is better for it. So we should stop the foolish talk of what has he done. It's very stupid. It also shows that we're very ungrateful. And I believe that ingratitude is a function of being uninformed. If you don't know what's going on, then you talk like that. The Americans coming have greatly stopped killings on a
All right. So
scale
somebody did
that
ask
we
here
have
that
not seen.
why did Tinubu have to seek the help of Turkey if the Americans are doing okay, and if their help is
Tinubu did not seek the help of Turkey. Tinubu was pushed by the other people, the financiers, patrons who think that there's a struggle for the country. They want to seize the country. What you see the Sultan say is exactly what they were doing. An intention to undermine the Christians in Nigeria. Forget his lies. That's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. Because danger to a Christian in any part of Nigeria is a danger to Christians all over Nigeria. You saw in that period the issue of the Bara, the how Muslims were coming into the country with guns. Christians were being dispossessed of their guns everywhere. Christians were being attacked on farmlands in Plateau, in Taraba, in Benue, in Kaduna State. This is real, you know. You know, so let us leave those things. Anybody will tell you to try to lie to them.
all right,
So
sir. So very quickly, whilst the phone lines are open, Nigerians, please kindly jump in at the conversation 0817-029-4077, or you click on the link on the pin post, and that link will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. Our phone lines are open, please. It's better you click on the link on that pin post, and it will bring you straight to the studio. So a bit of an argument happened between Adams Oshimole and Senate President Akpabio yesterday over the new standing rules, Senate rules, and it led to a lot of arguments, bickering back and forth, and all that. And as at today, Oshimole don't is sick for the impeachment of the Senate president. Make I show you what's in it talk. Make it here.
Now, let me say why this thing has serious moral crisis. The Senate president became minority leader on his first day in office. On his first day, when they swore in, on his first term, when he got into the Senate, I think in the ninth or eighth Senate, right? He became a principal officer, minority leader. He's not the one presiding and asking us to change those rules such that even somebody who had done one term, particularly if you came to the court, you can't even be. Number two, as we speak today, the Senate president has not done 8 years in office. Even if you count the previous one plus the current one, it's not yet up to 8 years. So if we pass the rules that you must do 8 consecutive years before you can be Senate president, it means he has to lead by example by vacating. Because he's presiding without acquiring the appropriate qualification. But more offensive to me is that as leaders who are product of bylot, we mustn't make laws to perpetrate anyone. David Mark, Senator David Mark, had the honor and privilege of serving as Senate president for 8 years, not by playing with the rules. Those rules that enabled David Mark to preside for 8 years, what is wrong with them? Those rules that enabled this Senate president to contest for Senate presidency, what is wrong with them? Why changing it now? Because you think that next time, because last time, this rule of what term ranking, that's what you require. And it turned out to be the only one from the South, where it was zone 2. So now he feared that more senators will be eligible, which will broaden the competition base. And now he wants to shock it. If other people are afraid, I'm not afraid. I am only afraid of my creator. Because I've seen whether you tell the lie, you tell the truth, the date of death, you can't adjust it either forward or backward.
Okay, all right, so that's it. So, would you like to react to this quickly before calls begin to come in, sir?
I don't want to react to Oshomole's private ambition.
Oh, not family business.
I just think everybody has a right to be ambitious, to be Senate president, to be Senate secretary, to be Senate God or anything. So, but I do not like to waste my time on issues around it. There are no talks. The only reasons for the attack on Godswill Akpabio by him is because he thinks that he can also be considered for the presidency of the Senate, as they believe that everybody is finished. You see, the minute you ask that people go and buy form, the minute that form thing started, the whole mood has changed across the country. You can see that. Look at the situation in River State. Everything has changed just from buying form. People are now looking at the next term, which probably will start from next year. And I think that's not very good for our democracy. People should continue to do their work. What Ochomola them are doing is too early. I think it's distracting. Let them support the Senate president.
But it's not his fault. The Senate president came up with a rule that we would have done up to 8 years for you to hold principal offices. And he is saying that the Senate president enjoyed the benefits even from day one in office because he didn't have to wait up to 8. So why would he bring the rule that will disenfranchise newer people? So it's not his fault.
That is true. The very, very day Akpabio came to the Senate, he was penciled down. He became Senate Minority Leader.
Exactly.
So he has no right to deny people what was also availed him. I think he should allow the people access to the same thing, and as I said earlier, all this is about the next Senate. And why I say if we start allowing that to become a thing that dogs us, we will abandon the work that we can still do, which is almost 1 year of legislative work. So let's not abandon it and start chasing issues of power, this, power, that. You can see today the Senate reversed itself in regards to those exclusionary maneuvers. I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong for them to exclude people. I believe, as we said earlier, and as Oshomole also have embraced, the same chance given to Akpabio to rise in the chambers of the Senate should be available to other people, whether it's governors of them, whether it is Oshomole. Yes, as I said earlier, every ambition is legitimate, but it has to be done intelligently.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Tiwa Danjuma, good evening and welcome. Dr. Catch, thank you for joining us. Who is there again? MC, good evening. Kelly, good evening and welcome. You guys, good evening. Oh, yeah, fine. You guys should shoot. Midnight don't reach you. Make not keep Dr. Catch too much. Shoot, please.
Good evening. Good evening, Precious. Good evening, Dr. Catch.
Welcome.
Yeah, Dr. Catch.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well done. Thank you for honoring the invitation to our platform every time we call you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yes, and thank you for your very honest assessment and of the Nigerian situation. I think that you have been very, very balanced, and you say your opinion, not minding whose horse is God. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My question actually is looking at the unfolding political scenario in the country, the groupings and people potting and so on and so forth. What would be your advice to NDC? Because I hear that some invitation was made to Senator Siraki Dixon.
Yeah.
And everybody is trying to reposition. Everybody is trying to play his own card. I don't believe that APC will just sit down, fold their hands, and watch all these things going on. They also will be, planning, and trying to undo whatever the opposition is doing. What would be your advice? One, to NDC to be able to maximize this mileage that they're getting, and then to the opposition generally, because the way they are dissipating and wouldn't it be even though people are, now regrouping and so on, isn't it in the interest of opposition to still find a meeting point, have some agreement or some understanding while they are, doing what they're doing? That's my question. Thank you.
They have found the understanding that they seek. The opposition have finally found themselves. The problem they had been Atiku Abubakar because of his refusal to respect equity. Opposition imploded. I pray because the NDC represents the first real clean opposition platform in the post PDP era.
Why do you
Now,
say so, sir?
because this is the law they had was you needed an opposition platform so composed that the population could also find some reason for enthusiasm. You see, the last time we had the by-election in Abuja, nobody came out to vote. People didn't come out to go because of the confusion. We thought the P2OB movement was going to continue, but P2OB going to dilly-dally with Atiku undermined people's trust in the system.
But you hear what thinking to Conco talk. Say even for Anambra election, say they reject it to be for even the own word. Say even
Listen to
including a
me.
4 widow way bring come, they no agree vote for him.
Allow us to do. We know what governors do in these elections. Leave that. Kenneth Okonkwo has been hired by Atiku. Put me and you have discussed on this. He's not, Kenneth Okonkwo is no more doing politics. He's just working for Atiku, just like Dele Momodu. So leave those people alone. Those are Atiku's people. And their anger is because Peter has walked away. So they will abuse Peter till daybreak because they are very hot that the movement has moved on. Peter is minimalist prayer. Peter doesn't do play. He has come there, he's looked at it, and he doesn't want to disappoint the crowd. He has moved on. Peter is the hope of a lot of the poor people who believe the country can be better. And that's why he listens to the people. He knows that the people will not follow him if he agrees to play second fiddle to Atiku. What will Atiku bring to the system? There is nothing Atiku needs that Nigerians need now. We need transformational leaders. That's the truth. So let's watch how this thing goes. Let's see where this thing goes. There are a lot of people that will do plenty things. There are some people who will organize themselves and say they are obedient movement. They are no more supporting people to be there. You will see all sorts of acrobatics. Now you will see acrobats.
So what is the
Did it-
possibility? What is the possibility that P2B would still remain in the ballot?
I am not God. We do the best as human beings within the platforms and the graces made available to us by the one who don't see. I'm a professed Christian. I believe we've done the best we can as human beings, as Nigerians. We've shown that we want to better our lot. And we're not going to stop. Take that from me. You are thinking of what if they stop. They can't. The desire of the Nigerian people to be better is not going to stop. Don't forget, we are dealing with the best educated generation of young people in Nigeria's history. They want a better Nigeria. The criminals have held the country down will do everything they want to make sure that they do not lose control. But of course, I want to assure you that such young people have told you all around the country are also planning for a better country. Let them plan. to keep us down, we shall continue to plan to be free.
All right, sir. TY, does that answer your question? All right. Okay, MC, please go ahead with your question. Then,
Yeah, hello, Precious. Good evening, and
well,
good evening, Dr.
I
Koch.
know your question. They like professor question. Number one, number one I. God help everybody.
But you talking now. You're delaying that. You're expanding it now.
No vex. I just make a remind you. May not do professor questions. I beg. No vex. So yeah, go
No
ahead.
problem. No
Yeah,
problem. I'll try my best. I'll try my
thank you.
best.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Koch. Thank you again for honoring the invitation. Really
Thank
appreciate
you
you. Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here with you.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, First, my first question is regarding the news I saw not quite long regarding some group of people going to Jonathan's office, telling Jonathan to come out and run to come contest for the 2027. And despite the fact that he did not give them a direct answer, he did not give an answer saying that he's going to run. Rather, he only say he will consult. So, if I may, if I may ask, with your own assessment, do you think that Jonathan will want to run? And if he decide to run, will it be under the ADC or will it be going to PDP or and is there a way they can talk to Jonathan to not to disgrace himself? The respect he has now, which everybody respects him because he shouldn't come and disgrace himself. That's just the truth. Because this time around, because and again, I think a couple of days I also saw in news that he went to visit the president before he traveled. So they had something like a closed door meeting or whatever because that as that. So I'm just maybe I don't know. I'm just asking. Maybe you might have an insight because if he wants to turn himself to a mole as well, I don't know. So he shouldn't disgrace himself. So that's for that. And again, I also had an information that Dixon, the leader, the Saraki Dixon, the leader of the NDC, then on Sunday, I think on Sunday before the president left the country, that he had a closed door meeting. He invited Dixon after Obi and the camp also the camp to the party. He invited him. He had a closed door meeting with him or something. So, but that meeting is on note to anybody now what they discuss on LinkedIn or such. Do you have an idea of that? If you can elaborate on that, please.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I don't
Senator
trust these
Dixon,
people. Because I don't trust them.
no, I trust them. I personally know Senator Dixon is a personal
No, no,
friend
no.
of
I'm not talking
mine.
about Dixon. I'm talking about the other Wush I'm talking about.
Listen to me. I also know President Goodluck Jonathan. I'm a Jonathanian
No,
myself.
not no, 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 no. I'm talking about the person who invited them. I'm not talking
Eh,
about.
Forget about those things. There's nothing wrong with that. Whoever
Okay,
invited them has every right to consult and speak to people at any point in time.
okay,
Dixon is a man of honor,
okay,
and the person who also invited them, I'm sure, is a man of honor. Don't worry yourself. It's bigger than me and you and Dixon. It's a national quest for a better Nigeria. Senator Dixon deserves that, and I am very happy with him. He's my mentor, he's my person, uh, my very, very one of the closest friends I have as politicians. And I have been with him since way before we were the governor, right from his days as a foundation member of the Izon National Congress. Okay, so I think we should stop these speculations. Uh, the Obi Kwankwaso partnership is real, and President Goodluck is not a dirty player to be used by anybody to undermine the expectations of the people. I will want to beg people to please stop that. You're not going to stop those who want to say they are promoting a candidate, even if it's President Goodluck that they are calling. It does not mean nothing. Goodluck is not interested. He has not said that So please, those who also want to call his name, they have every right to make noise, wearing any color of uniform or even singing any kind of joyful song. It does not mean nothing. That's the beauty of the democracy. People will make noise, people will jubilate, people will gyrate. At the end of the day, we shall all go home peacefully. The Kwankwaso P2B partnership is real. The leaders know what to do. As time goes on, they carry us along. Let's just look at it and see how it plays. We have passed the Jericho junction where we saw Atiku and a lot of people with guns and carrying lots of things they want to use to disrupt us. And that place is called
You think that the
We're
president's so you think that the president's inviting Siraki Dixon, perhaps also seeing Kwankwaso and all that, may not persuade them to change anything and
No. It
disrupt
has
anything?
nothing. It's not for them to persuade. It probably is welcome. We can work together, talk together as a people without blowing up the policy. There's nothing wrong with that. So if Dixon has now come into a new recognition as a senior statesman, which he is, right now, by and large, apart from President Goodluck, there's no other Izon leader of note that has the commanding visibility of Senator Dixon. Since Governor, since Chief Clark passed, there's no other core Izon leader available to lead the Izon mainstream than Senator Dixon. President Goodluck will not do that. Okay? He is president of Nigeria, so he will not retire as an Izon leader. President Goodluck is a national leader, but Governor Dixon is a rightly person to be seen as a new visible Izon leader that replaces Chief Clark.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Madam Precious.
Yes, you're
and
welcome.
Dr. Kachi.
Okay, is this Hunt?
Yes, this is Hunt.
Hunt, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. To add to, can I speak now? Or
yes, go ahead. Go ahead and speak.
And to add to what is happening today in the Nigerian politics, we can now see how Nigerian politicians are evil in nature. For somebody like Doctor, I can't remember his name now, the doctor that spoke about that the North will examine P2B. He patented the Northern beggars just to discredit him. The same thing El-Rufai did, and God vindicated P2B using the same tactics in discrediting P2B in the North. And good luck to Jonathan coming out to speak now that he will consult. Dixon going to meet Mr. President. Nigerians should now see that most of our problems, I don't want to draw to a conclusion, most of the Nigerian problems are Nigerian politicians, but God is not done yet with them until he exposes all of them. Through P2B, we are now seeing that Nigerian politicians, not even 5% has the Nigerian people in mind. Everybody is against P2B. Everybody who have seen it. Whether P2B gets the tickets or not, one thing should be learned from this very election, that no Nigerian politicians, most 95% have no Nigerians in mind. And I thank for this media. Now I want to advise P2B and everybody. We need the international community to be involved in this politics and the Nigerian affair. If you remember, for the Sultan to come out today to talk about the genocide, Arnold called him out and said he should speak out. If you remember, that's why he's speaking out now.
Yes, Arnold has been calling him out and even daring him.
Yes.
If he knows he's not involved, he should speak.
That is why he's speaking out now. So we need international community to be involved in this campaign for better Nigeria and for the genocide in Nigeria. Because the Nigerian politicians and the elites and the leaders have no regard or respect for Nigerians because they don't need your votes. They know they could rig themselves into power. It is only the fear of the international community because of the backlash that will come with it that will make them have some remorse on changing Nigeria and bettering the Nigerian people's life. Sultan has come out to speak his own piece. And I tell you, no matter how bad what he said sounds like, it will be a very big positive thing in the killing of innocent people in Nigeria. Because for the fact that he came out, look, most of these people, they don't even know the Quran. They just listen to this, their elite and their imam, whatever they say. But the fact he came out and told them that if you kill an innocent person, I know, whatever, Taqiyyah, whatever that's involved. For the fact that he came out and it's this way, publicly, there are many people that will follow that gospel the way he said it, that you go to hell. And the sick.
All right. Thank you. So that I don't keep Dr. Catch waiting longer. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Catch, somebody had asked a question in this platform. He said that, why is it almost impossible for traditional Hausas to be in the ballot? Why does it have to be Fulanis? Why is it that Fulanis are positioned to be either president or vice president at each time? Are they the only group or ethnic group in the north? Why can't people pick the president or vice president from any other ethnic group in the north? Why does it have to be Fulani? Somebody did ask that question. I said, I'll keep it for you to respond when you come. So could you help us?
It's very simple.
Oh, wow.
The question is a complex one for them to understand, but it's also simple to understand. Nigeria is still very primitive. You know, I think probably in Africa, it seems about the most. It has the most primitive. It has the most dark places. It's a place with the largest concentration of humanities poor in a single country. It also has the largest concentration of children without access to formal education. I'm just trying to get you to understand the fundamentals that seems to dog our situation. So if you come to such a society, you will see a lot of people do not actually know. So ignorance is the number one problem we have. Second is cowardice. It's cowardice that forces us into docility. If we were able to put our heads together, we wouldn't be docile. And because we remain docile, because one, the military frightened a lot of people. Now it's a democracy. But those who also kind of midwife the democracy don't want to allow it to continue to roll. You see, when we had talk here last time, you asked me, why is the North so backward? I said it was the British. So asking me, why are the Hausas down? It was the same British. The British, when they came here after the Berlin Conference, they stopped the Hausas, the Fulani, who were overlords all over the place. They came here during the Ottoman period. And as the British took over, and they also employed some Fulanis to be working for them as administrators over the Hausa Boko estates. Understand that. So the Fulanis now went and set up all over the Hausa Boko estates, states like Katsina, Daura, Biram, Kanu, Zazau, Ranu, and Gober. That was the seventh state, Gober. So the Fulani only set up Sokoto. Sokoto was never part of the Hausa states. And they have been on top of them. And when our fathers started fighting for independence, the people in the north weren't fighting for independence. So the British were happy to give up power in the south, allowing the Fulani to continue to dominate and stay over the Hausa in what we call then in history as indirect rule. Now, they've continued to rule over them. Some people have been trying to put it in legislation so that it will be forever permanent like that, as I'm talking to you now in Nigeria, which is wrong. You see, as I speak to you, you don't see Hausas as emirs in Hausa land. That's what it is. So the democracy has favored the Southerners who have all been awake, who are able to have their ethnic persons as their traditional rulers. That's also how they connive and gain those who will buy forms for these elections that you are not talking about in our democracy. So the fact that most of our people are just waking up is truth. Most Nigerians are waking up today. Most people in the north, in the south, don't actually know that the north is a diverse society of different ethnicities and different kinds of people. Most people in the south think that northern Nigeria is just Hausa people. That's you to understand. There's a lot of ignorance in Nigeria, and then with a lot of docility around that ignorance also.
All right, sir.
So
Thank you. Okay, sir. The flagship, let me have your question. Mr. Obison is here. He's the one who originally owns that question. So I'm glad he joined in to speak on
Okay.
that. So go
Pref-
ahead, please. Yes, please.
Good evening, Prepper.
Sir, welcome,
thank you.
sir.
Dr. Katz, it's good and a big privilege to meet you here today. I've always heard you in so many other platforms on the radio and TVs and many other places. So thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So let me make this real quick comment based on your response to the last question. And I felt like that was a punch to the lower belt. You started your response by saying that largely Nigeria is still primitive. That was a face slapper to me. In this day and age, after 60 years, with all the exposure and travels that we've had, we're still considered primitive. That's a sad reality. I just wanted to let you know how very truthful, but yet painful that is, coming from a man as you with great knowledge. And I think it's something that we all Nigerians need to go back and figure out how to get ourselves up to speed with where the rest of the world is. My question to you today, Dr. Katz, is I'm trying to make sense of, and I want you to help me out, please, because it's a little bit confusing and difficult. I'm trying to make sense of the vehement and very aggressive response of the National Assembly and the Nigerian politicians to the attacks on Nigerians in South Africa, how concerned they all of a sudden have become that they are spitting fire out of their mouth. Senator Adams of Shomole, even the Senate president, his comments yesterday that I listened to. And it bemoans me to wonder, are we talking about the same Nigerians? Why are they not having the same response to the Nigerians in Nigeria, in Benue, Plateau, Niger, and the rest of the other states that are suffering this very horrific attacks by these terrorists? Why are they not having the same kind of response to those attacks compared to what is happening in South Africa?
Very simple. The attacks internally were orchestrated by people in government. And so the people in government in the Senate would not want to respond to such attacks so as not to anger most who are either patrons, sponsor, or probably direct beneficiary of the violence. So, and that's what, because people actually saw that the government had interest in the violence, The violence was simply a strategy to take land. After Buhari had tried with about 7 different schemes to gain land. Okay? So when they now understood that that idea of gaining land is a very important subject in Buhari's agenda, they looked the other way and the killing went on. Even when Tinubu came, Tinubu himself too, he just looked the other way. He didn't want to offend those that seem to have now become the caucus, the Buhari caucus, who were now promoting a strategy of trying to seize land by violence. And you cannot take land by violence without death. It's only through killing the owners of the land that will make those who are not yet killed to run away for their life. And if they run to a place, the government can now gather them and put them and then call the place an IDP camp, which I see as a constitution camp. The government is happy. The land is free. It uses the land now to do what? To resettle those refugees who came in from Mali, Central African Republic, Burkina Faso, and the indigenous people are now put in IDP camps. So once the politicians see that the government was, instrumental through their complicity by being complacent, complacency itself is also part of the complicity strategy. And that's when they understand that they fold their hands and they would not want to offend that government by even criticizing the killings. Even getting the governor of the state to even start denying the killings, as you saw recently with Governor Aliyah, so that he can get a second-term ticket from the party to run again to be a governor a second time. This is a Catholic gentleman. So this is a very dirty game. But then in South Africa, because of the noise made, after they have seen other African countries block electricity supply into South Africa, block their borders with South Africa, then they now understood they too have to do something. That's what happened. They are reacting as they've seen other African countries do something. They want to do something. But to react to the internal genocide, no, they would not want to offend the government because they know that the government is complacent. And that complacency simply means complicity.
The flagship, is that all your questions, sir?
No, I was going to respond to what he was saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead then.
Well, so when you say they do not want to offend the government, who are you talking about? Are they not a part of the government?
They don't want to offend the politicians they believe had interest in a continuation of the genocide. And also part of it was fear. Fear. But then people like us couldn't keep quiet because I also had fear. My fear was if the Benue Valley fell, the East would become vulnerable. I knew what was going on. I had voice. I had a front row seat on television. So I had to raise my voice. And that's why I started raising my voice. Finally, look at where we are. The world is here now with us.
So simply put, the Nigerian people are just pawns on a chessboard that the government uses to play politics.
That's right. We're actually now going through a transition. This is the first time in our country that we're openly about a lot of the rot being committed against the Nigerian people by these people. We never could speak about this evil in public before. The police were forced to see no evil, prosecute no evil. Even where you say it's occurring, the police will tell you that they were warned not to consider those issues as part of the cases they treat. And that's so, and I was complaining because they were forced to stay hands. And that's why we condemn Buratai. It was Buratai under Buhari that allowed all this to go on. As chief of army staff, he looked the other way, forced the army to stay hands, while foreigners were killing Nigerians left, right, and center. Is that
So,
sad?
so yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Katz. But here's a a question for thought for me. If it is what you are saying it is, which is really bone chilling, it's cold. How does Peter Obi plan to deal with this should he get in as president?
Simple. Peter Obi will not tolerate such genocide. Peter Obi is the only candidate that visited IDP camps. Atiku never did. Tinubu did not. And those were the first early red lines we saw. And I told the people, I said, Atiku will not be able to stop the genocide. He's even denying it. He's not able to go visit them. He can't even condemn the killings. He doesn't want to offend the financiers and the patrons of the genocide. That was the main reason why we said no. A northerner is not proper to succeed Buhari. That is the truth. That is the truth.
So will Peter Obi be willing to offend these, for lack of a better word, this
bloodsuckers?
Yes.
These promoters of terrorism? Yes.
Yes,
The
sir.
answer is yes.
Is that not risky
It's
for
also
him?
possible
If they are
that
the ones who
Tinubu
decide who the president will be, and he goes against them, will they let him succeed? Is that not is that not a risk on it?
Why are they the ones deciding who the president will be?
Well, that's what we hear.
Why must they be the ones deciding? You don't start
because
again.
we kept quiet. They seize the state. They determine who gets on the ballot. And if they don't want you, they can use somebody like Atiku to frustrate you, as you have seen. If not for Atiku's frustrating Peter Obi, today Peter Obi will have been sworn in as president. So the system is that strong. They can do anything. What has Atiku done? You do him, you go to Dubai, collect money, and that's that. 2019, what happened? He was settled. Yeah. And he went to Dubai to stay for 8 years. So leave that man alone, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Katz. I really appreciate your honest response.
All right.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm coming to you, Mr. Obising. Good evening and welcome, please.
Okay. Good evening, President.
Yes, you're welcome. Yes, kindly help me make it quick.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for what you've been doing. So I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question is, this new party, this NDC that Peter Obi just moved in.
Yes, sir.
In my where I stay, I've been trying to relocate where I can because I registered in ADC before. So I'm trying to know where I can register or where there is ADC secretariat or NDC where I know that this is where the party is that we start mobilizing.
Where are you? Where are you located?
Delta State.
Delta State. So you're looking for NDC, the closest NDC secretariat to you, right?
Yes. My local government. So that's grassroots mobilization.
What local government are you in Delta State?
I will text you on WhatsApp for you.
All right. So send me the information. I would pass it on and see what I can get for you.
So what arrangements are they making? As this is a new party.
I don't know. I'm not a party member. If you ask me for APC, I'll send to APC people. You ask me for NDC, I'll send to NDC people. Dr. Kachi, say what arrangements are they making to make sure they have grassroots, presence? Okay, sir. So he said he tried to register in Delta State. He couldn't. And he wants to know where the nearest office is and what the party is trying to do or is doing to ensure that they have some grassroots presence.
Yes. Because, there is an incumbency.
Dr. Kat, did you hear that question?
Is what?
He wants to know what the NDC will do to ensure they have grassroots presence, considering that there is already an incumbent political party in all the states. He's in Delta State. So considering that this is a new party, what would they do to make? What are they doing to make sure they have grassroots presence?
Simply tell the people what you do for them, excite them, build hopes for them, and that's all. These things are simple. Once the message is right, the grassroots will hook up, and they are great. They are yearning for change. They will build and organize.
But the NDC itself, do you think? I think where his question is coming from is the NDC itself. Do you think the NDC is also galvanizing to ensure that they're rooted in the grassroots to avoid?
It's not the NDC that galvanizes. It is the message. Listen, it is the message. Me and you now discussing the NDC because the message in the grapevine is that NDC seems to be the platform. It has been chosen. Those are the things that motivate. And once the message from the party resonates with the crowd, structure takes shape. Don't forget, structure is human beings. Structure is human beings. You know, in those days, in the PDP, we say structure won't matter. Structure are human beings. But then you have to convince them for them to put their heart out to do this thing.
All right.
I think I've been in this politics long enough to understand it.
Thank you, Mr. Obisi. Let me let you take the final question. Nigerians, please kindly like and share this post in case you're just joining us for the first time. Please ensure that you like. Follow us like your village people. Please follow, subscribe to this platform, like and share. Make sure that as many people as possible see what we're talking about here tonight.
Are you closing shop?
Yeah. Am I doing what?
Are you closing shop now?
Now you'll be the next. After you finish, now Dr. Cash will give us. He will give us. He will do the grace for us as a Reverend Father.
My own will be marathon, so don't close shop yet. Anyway,
Dr. Cash is tired. It's past midnight here, so just go ahead.
He can't be tired. He has a suit on, so he's not. I think he's officiated. Anyway, good to see you again, Dr. Cash, and all the honorable panelists. Thank you again. I, for one, let me start from Precious. Thank you for, I didn't even know you still remember the question I posed the last time about the people we call the middle belters. Because I'm still as surprised how, just like Dr. Cash said earlier on that Siriaki Dixon came possibly to take the place of the late sage Clark, okay, to be a leader in that in the Jaw nation. I still am very appalled that with all this thing going on, and with this, the epicenter of this whole killing in that area, their voice is still, apart from Pastor Ezekiel and few others, and the guy you brought out the other day from Oklahoma, I don't know, they still have not brought out a prominent person to say, you know what, just like as Kwan Kwaso is forcing himself on Obi, that was his condition. So last 3 years, he said he was not going to deputize under Obi because Obi probably is an infidel. Obi is in Igbo. They can't cower to Igbos because they see themselves.
No, that wasn't the excuse he gave. He said that he is professionally more qualified than Obi.
He couldn't have been. How professionally is he more qualified? It doesn't matter. And so
he was a minister. He was a senator, so he rolled out his records. Now, I want
Osibajo that deputized the illiterate Buhari. Was Osibajo not a professor of law? How can you quantify Osibajo? Lex Ekweme that deputized Shagari. Shagari was a school teacher. Lex Ekweme was, in his own right, was an educated young man.
Hey,
Jonathan that deputized for who?
Yaradua.
Yaradua. How educated was Yaradua? So that's not an excuse. I, for one, I wish there is a way. Just Obi can go to that middle belt, because when you say they have the numbers, I don't think they have the numbers. They pride themselves they have the numbers. There is no Hausa or Tiv or any of those tribes that is a governor. I don't understand it.
No,
Why are they
Tiv
sleeping?
is governor in their state, so Tiv is always the governor in Benue State.
Okay, okay. Apart from Benue, what about the other Hausa states, Kano, all these other ones? Why must he be Fulani and Muslim at that as well? Why can't this guy today came out, Professor Usman, came out on the TV today and was berating Obi, what he did in Anambra, how he, molested his people. And my grouse is this: all our Igbo leaders, they don't speak with confidence to defend their people.
Arewa brothers came and refuted it and told him that it was Rocha Sokorocha who did the ID card thing for.
It's okay. It's okay. What I'm saying is, he's defending. Why is it that our own people don't have that kind of confidence to defend our own people as well? It beats my imagination. How our own people will not come out. Every politics is local, and everyone caters to his own base. Okay? If these people are catering to their own base, why are our own people not catering to our base? Why must we always lick their behind for us to get anything achieved in that country? For me, the reason why I decided, so you know what, let me just follow along. I know that even all this one we're doing, we are deceiving ourselves. And thank God for what Dr. Kach said. I'm sure tomorrow the lieutenants of the ruling party will come after you when you said Nigeria is still primitive. It's like in this country, if a white man calls a black man a nigger, it becomes a big deal. But blacks can call themselves nigger anyhow and nothing happens. And thank God it's coming from you that Nigeria is still as backward as whatever, and these people are still the ones drawing us backwards. Why can't we? Why can't somebody come up, especially in that region? That's my anger. And again, last time I spoke about your father, Saad Abubakar, Precious, and you banished me.
Oh, Hosea, my father.
Yes, you banished me. Today hasn't he come out because the fire is under him. Until the fire has to be, and he's not done anything yet. He has to, first of all, just as somebody asked, what leverage does Obi have? If he gets there, how is he going to deal with these people? He has to come out and tell his people that are killing everybody that their Quran did not say so, because they are pulling whatever they're doing from their Quran. So whosoever, both Professor Usman and whosoever that is coming now to say, until they say these people, what Obasanjo, when Obasanjo was in power in Udi, he said shoot at sight. Why can't they tell the government shoot at sight? Why are they up until today? They're still rehabilitating people. And then my own people, you are the one that want to go and kill them. Okay, you go to Imo State. The whole of Eastern State is under siege with military, in military. In this country I am in, you never will see army mounting roadblock anywhere. You can never see a military. You only see military at the airport arriving from wherever they are going. You never see military. Why is it that it is only in Nigeria that you have military station, and it is only in a particular? And Dr. Kach, you guys need to be talking about this. They should leave our zone and leave our boys alone. They should leave our zone and leave our boys alone. Let people thrive. We can't be. If you said after the war, no victor, no vanquish, why are you still vanquishing a particular set of people? Why are you still against them? Why can't we thrive as a people? That is my anger. If they say that this country must be well, let the Muslim leaders come out and condemn in very strict terms what their people, they call them their children, what their children are doing. Just as they expect that the Igbo leader will condemn the people they call IPOP, they call ECN, they call the other people, just as my people condemn my brothers that are fighting for the liberation of their own people, let them condemn these people who they call their prodigal sons, their children. They are one of them. Let them come out and condemn them. Let Sultan of Sokoto, whoever his name is, let him come out in clear terms and said, going forward, this is not what Quran said. Let them tell us what Quran, not, they'll be quoting the Bible, but they will never quote Quran. So what do you think will happen if, because even on Jonathan, I think it was Precious, it was on your other update, you said, Sahara Reporter said he has a court tomorrow to go and contest his eligibility. So if he's going to contest his eligibility, obviously, and he said he's consulting, obviously he's coming out, but it's still good. Let us choose from an area of, competent people. It's still good for governance. It's good for democracy. Let us choose between good people, not between the devil and the deep blue sea.
There's no problem.
Are you done? Okay, Dr. Kash, before you respond, let me quickly take this caller. He's been waiting. Good evening, sir, and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Just give me. I'm Franklin from Miami.
Mr. Franklin, you're welcome. Just go straight on.
Dr. Kash, thank you very much for being around. As usual, we learn from you. And also, Precious, my dear, thank you for all you do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I'm only concerned about the way Dr. Kash answered the young man from Delta State that said he wanted to register to NDC, but we don't get, and you promise to try to lead him later.
Okay.
The reason why I'm telling Dr. Kash that the answer wasn't that as good as the guy wanted is that if I go to my village now and I start telling people the idea, those who didn't go to school will not understand what I'm saying, but if there's a hut there where it's written NDC, and people can come there and somebody can talk to them, this is what we're about, we'll get your PVT and do this, then they will bond with that name and with that group. But if you tell my grandmother the idea, well, an APC man comes in a big truck and giving them that cup of rice, one bag of Indomie, and 1 naira, 1,000 naira. That will make them joyous, even if they know down the road they might regret it. So I think they need to have presence, minimum, in every local government, even if it's a small one, or if there's no building, nominate somebody in every local government to be a representative.
All right.
That will then galvanize people, have periodic meetings, maybe once every last Friday of the month or once a week, depending on the time of election, so that people will know in every village, in every town, NDC presence is there. That's the way I think this election will be won. It's not going to be like 4 years ago that little this idea sold to the young people, okay, but it didn't permeate inside to that middle belt, the
Okay. All right. Let me let Dr. Kash respond. On my part, if I have to say anything about this, I want to believe that it's largely a very new political party. And once this whole era of primaries are over, I'm sure that the party will do because they don't want to, they want to win national election. So I'm sure that they will begin in the next couple of days and weeks and months to start to galvanize to the grassroots as intensively as they can. But let me let Dr. Kash react to that. Dr. Kash, sir.
I hope so. All right. Let them not assume what Obidient last time. That one will not sell.
All right. Thank you,
Jagaban, they better believe for them to be Jagaban, they're going to be triple Jagaban,
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Precious.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye. Dr. Kash, would you like to react to that, sir?
Yes, what I would say is Nigerians know the bushes around their houses. If they want to beat those bushes, they know what to do. Nigeria also know the people who rig elections and who do what they do in their neighborhoods. If they want to kill, if they want to defeat those people, they know what to do. We also know Kanu people know these issues. Kanu will vote, Kanu will stay and wait for their results to come. If we can have places up to 3, 4, 5 places do like Kanu, I believe others will collapse and do what we need to do. I just want to say despair is not an option. The NDC is a new registration. But of course, the Nigerian way of building up momentum was established in 2027, and we know I'm 2023, and we know if we do a replay of that, what will happen. I'm not worried about the Nigerian spirit. I'm very optimistic. I think now that they finally have a platform, there's no doubt the incumbent government will also be doing its own thing. There are a lot of maneuvers all over the place. For me, I want to simply ask Nigerians to be patient with and whoever know what they can do to help the democracy, if it is participating in their party, the political process, please do. Whether you're a member of the APC, ADC, or NDC, they're all Nigerian parties. All we seek is a free, level field, and that field should not undermine the security of any of the players. I think we are all brothers at the end of the day and sisters at the end of the day. It's very interesting. I don't want to presume, I don't want to say, but we are in very, very interesting times. We are very much in interesting times in Nigeria. I hope I am very clear. I hope Precious you heard me well. I will just say that nobody should
just
panic.
a few words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me quickly speak to this. Yes.
Few words,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the few words I wanted to say is that when you are dealing with a man like Bola, you don't deal with him by showing him where you are going. Everything you see playing out, somebody said it in your show because I don't follow the show every time, but I go back to watch the videos on YouTube.
Okay.
It's whatever you see playing out, Dr. Cash knows what I'm saying. It's a strategy. NDC to NDC is a strategy. If you show Bola where you were going, it will destroy you. And politics is local. Back home in my state in Delta at home, I know what we did the last time for us to win Delta State against Sokoto and the rest. It was not easy. And those were not the votes we got. And right now, we are doing a lot already on ground. I knew ADC would not work there. Like I said, it was just a strategy. So I think everybody has to go back home. Because the politics is at the world level. Yep. That's where the politics is. Let me stop there today, but just thank you for what you do. And just for you to know that people are watching. And to thank my very good friend, Dr. Cash. I lost his contact, but when I hear you speak, I always just smile so much. It's only few people that could understand what he's saying. You know, when you speak, they say the gods of the language are only understood by those who hear from the gods too. So, thank you so much, madam.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Dr. Kaj.
Earlier next time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. Dr. Kaj, everyone who's here, do you have any additional question or anything to say to Dr. Kaj before we say our goodbyes to him?
Yes.
Hours into the show. Okay, MC. Yes. MC. Lecturer MC.
Precious.
Oh yeah, hurry up now, doctor. It's past midnight here.
I hear you now. Just a quick one, so make I just quick ask.
I beg. Okay.
So Dr. Catch, it's regarding this guy, this other guy, that because I watched the interview on Trust TV. I watched it. This is a Professor Yusuf. That which had the problem, had an issue with this government or something as in some time ago or something. So those nonsense.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those nonsense. I thought he was speaking reasonable some time ago, but watching that latest rubbish that guy was peeling out of his mouth regarding Peter Obi. So what do you think about those rubbish he was cleaning out or something?
What you hear is the truth of their mindsets. This
Mm.
is the same man who was praising the Peter Obi alliance because they thought definitely Atiku will emerge. You know, that kind of thing. They
Okay,
just
yeah.
thought, so they were happy praising it. But now that we have seen that there's no root there and Peter has moved on, then there's now started the lambasting Peter. This is just what the Fulani didn't want to lose power, whether you like it or not. They want power. They were willing to even go into the primaries and spend up to $30 million just to win their primary and then go and challenge Tinubu. This is their game. Now that Peter has left, the thing has crashed. And somebody called me today. I said, look, are you aware that Atiku is about to travel? I said, let him travel. That's not an issue. People always travel. If you're going to Dubai, probably to go and rest temporarily, but leave those issues. I'm not worried. No, I'm not moved a hoot for what happens in the country. I understand the country. I also know how that professor is. Those his dating out were simply because Peter has left the ADC thing. There are a lot of them doing this. Even there are those who want to go to court, embarrassing the NDC. Those we're not moved by such behaviors. And I want to advise people not to worry or even fear
I'm
anybody
worried. I'm
who
worried,
dresses.
man.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. I will advise you don't be worried because we have seen this kind of things before. It's nothing new. It's not going to stop. So if you're worried,
So, Dr. Catch, are
probably
you saying that Obi does not have to contend with Tinubu alone now? It has to be both Tinubu and Atiku's men he would be contending
I
with.
do not. I do not look. Listen, this was the same problem we had in 2022. We had these people. They after Buhari's 8 years, they refused to give up power. They refused for the presidential pendulum to swing to the south. And that was how we started our crisis. We suffered the implosion, the opposition tore apart. So if they're going to replay it, that's not an issue for me. If they think the only condition for Nigeria to sustain is only that they rule, then they have another thing coming. So I think what happened, it's a very good thing for the country because it's now showing us the real color of these people. The other day they were wanted to change Tinubu. Now we've gotten a platform to change. They don't want it anymore because they want to be the people in front. And so
But
I think you should just ignore that. There's nothing in it.
but
All right.
let me ask though. Let me ask. Why do they want? You said they don't want to leave power. I haven't had their people from military until now, and yet their place is the most backward in at least in Nigeria. Why? Why is it that they are still hungry for this power? What do they achieve with it?
Well, what they achieve with it is what they've always had. After the Civil War, they just stay there, collect money, travel around the world, no investments, no, either in education or what. They don't care. You just enjoy,
Hi.
just corruption. So, and that's what has kept us down. So we are not trying to say no. No, you can see the strategy. I think it will get up, come to the south, find a governor with money from a southern state, take that southern money, run for president. It's always been this way. It's always been that way. So we're beginning to wake up. We're beginning to become aware. We're beginning to get out of our primitive cocoons. We're beginning to wake up. We're beginning to say no, even though we are home to the largest concentration of children than anywhere else on earth without access to formal education, even though we are the poverty capital of the world.
even though we have the largest concentration of illiterates on earth. That's the truth you have to understand. These same people are responsible. But we need to move forward, move on, ignore them. It's not going to be that way forever. And that's why we are agitating, propagating, and fighting to have a different outcome, a better country. We cannot stop. We cannot stop.
All right, sir. So very quickly before we go, somebody did ask that he's worried about the Obi and Kwankwaso tickets. That considering that Kwankwaso was one of those who started Sharia law, or the governor who started Sharia law in Kano State, and with this U.S. agitation of, doing away with Sharia law, do you think that Obi may be able to persuade them to calm down the Sharia law thing across the 12 states?
Well,
Kwankwaso
has said publicly he's not a Sharia champion. That it was Shekarau, former governor Shekarau, who connived with the Kanu religious leaders to force him, Kwankwaso, to announce Sharia. I understand that. But then don't also forget, the Sharia itself is of no use. The people here are not that religious. It's just a tool, where it is administered. You use it to keep certain groups down. And that's just, it's like when you have the laws on usury targeted against the Jewish population in medieval Europe. These things happen today in Nigeria. They use the Sharia to keep the households down. Not that anybody cares about Sharia. Nobody does in Nigeria. They drink alcohol, steal, pray 5 times, and lie in the meetings they go to. We're not religious. We just use religion to defraud ourselves. But it doesn't really work. And the Sharia is nothing. The Sharia doesn't bring, it's not alive in Nigeria, it's just political Sharia. So I don't think we should take them very seriously. And I think the Americans are correct to insist that such things be removed from our books, because they were never part of they weren't agreed constitutionally. It's just people that wrote that and started doing it illegally. And the country itself is just not legally run. A lot of things that are not in line with the law are done. And a lot of things that are demands of the law are not done. And people get away free. And there is docility all over the country and disrespect for rule of law. And that has been on for this country. And that's why we say we seek to build a better Nigeria, a new country, inclusive of the aspiration of its people, no matter where they come from, and respecting of diversity. But there are some who don't care. They don't want to. They want to impose, because historically, Muslims never agreed to equality. And that's the reason why we have to return religion back to being a private thing, not an issue to be dabbled into by the state.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, MC. Thank you, the flagship. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you, Mr. Obidient. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. Dr. Catch, I can't thank you enough. Your reward there on earth, day for heaven. And I know, say, the coming days and weeks could be very interesting, especially before the end of this month, because a lot of abracadabra happen that we don't know. But let's just hope for the best. I appreciate you, and I hope that I will keep talking about it and see how God helps us to get things better in our country. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for
keep hope alive. It's going to be a better country.
Amen. Amen.
I
know
I don't have that.
Agree. I know say you don't agree.
Let's just come here and be, I see this as a guanwa. Let's come here and be deceiving ourselves. It ain't gonna work. Ain't nothing.
It will work.
Okay.
It will work.
Okay. I know just, I pray.
I know it's already working. We're talking about the imperfections in it. We have been successful. We are now propagating. People are waking up because of the sudden availability of historical awareness. And due to that, you see we're doing what we never used to do before. Calling out criminal, looking at the Fulani and telling them they're problems into their face. Before, we never used to do this. Everybody kept quiet. You saw it. So I think we can get to a better place. And you called it a one. And when a man you cook, so I don't need to accept 5 bottles of stout when I can seize the entire 36 bottles. That's what it is.
Okay.
And when a man you cook,
Okay. All right.
Nigeria is doable. Nigeria can be doable. And we who are wearing the boots shouldn't be afraid of those that are barefooted. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Precious. That guy, I have not been able to reach him. That guy that say he's in Atlanta about NDC. I'm trying to reach out to him. Yeah.
The Barrys, Wuga, wherever you are, please make yourself available to my brother, please. Thank you. I hope he would hear you. I don't shout in him. I hope saying we here for Atlanta. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you. All right, guys. Good night and God bless you. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, good night. Yeah.
See you tomorrow evening. Goodbye. Nigerians are the our package tonight. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. It's always amazing to have all of you join us and discuss everything we concern our country, Nigeria. And we will continue to talk for the growth and development of our country. I love her and appreciate her plenty. But I will decry the sea road. So remember, say, when you worry about Nigeria small, make you safe, chillax, protect your mental health because it is very important. Oh yeah, gather your mental health, protect them. But like and share this post. And no say I love and I well. Good night and God bless you. Bye.